And we're live. This is Island Talk with the Island Boys. I am Niko Holtz, the host of the show, and we have tonight Dan. Dan, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Island Boys is demeaning. I don't like Island Boys.
Whatever, little boy.
Makes you sound like you're from Jamaica.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we're like Caravana Boys and Nico's Beach.
We classify Dan as a Jamaican boy for completely other reasons.
I'm Rastaman.
Dylan, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. I
Fresh.
cut the hair, feeling fresh. Yeah, so
Looks good.
thank you. I fixed my microphone apparently, so I think
Yes.
I think I sound a lot better than I have
Yes.
in the last couple of weeks.
Yes,
You went-
you do.
You went from
Yeah.
brawn to beauty, Dylan.
I
Overnight.
know, overnight. Well, I was always on the beauty tribe, so let's be real here.
Oh, okay. Let's not even get into this. Sorry.
But yeah, I wasn't too happy after last night's episode, to be honest. I was pretty devastated. Not only did I lose my long, luscious locks, I lost my long, luscious babe.
All right, well, we'll jump in a sec. And then lastly, but definitely not least, we have our special guest this week. We have Joe from Survivor Shade. Joe,
What's going on, guys?
thank you for joining us again.
All right. Thank you guys for having me. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to come on and talk shit at Dylan and talk about how Dan looks like Vince Sly and talk about how Niko is the only professional one here. So
That made me laugh so hard.
That's true.
That made me laugh so hard.
Yeah, that was pretty fantastic.
it was good. I was like, I was watching it and saw that. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on. This looks like
Hold on.
somebody. So I had to grab it.
I'm gonna grow my hair out, and that's next year's Halloween
You
costume.
can even
so.
see, like, you already got the little curly cues going on in the back.
I do, yeah. My hair's getting longer, so.
Start
You just
dreading
need to get
that
that little
out.
feather. Yeah, just
Quit
gotta
your
get that
job,
feather.
Quit your
Yes,
job
guys.
with children and start giving
He had-
bad advice, and you're good to go.
I already gave those children bad advice, Niko, so I'm way ahead of you.
You're starting young. You're starting young. All right, and then as we see tonight, we are missing a couple members of our crew. Zach was unable to make it tonight, and neither was Ben. Though that's not much of a surprise. Ben's never on the show, so I don't even know what his excuse was tonight. I think he said he had to watch TV or something.
He's watching Big Brother Canada, which, by
He's
the way,
watching Big Brother Canada.
no spoilers, please. I haven't watched episode 1 yet, so please.
Everybody
Also,
tweet
everyone
your
else-
spoilers.
No.
Big Brother Canada spoilers. Tweet at dwalls09.
I'm blacking out my Twitter.
Dylan.
Hashtag spoil Dylan.
Yeah, hashtag.
Hashtag save the kids. All right.
Yeah.
So we can just kind of start jumping right into the episode. If you got any shade, tweet it at Black Ben, our friend over there. give him some shit for not coming on the show tonight. And once we gave him enough crap, he said he'd come on for a few minutes. But at that point, I just figured I just wanted to troll him. So I'm just waiting for him to start angrily tweeting at us.
That's the only way to do it.
That's the only way to do it. So tweet at BlackBen_ and send him all your love. So otherwise, let's jump into the episode last night. Obviously, the headline, as Dylan pointed out, Elizabeth goes home,
Yes.
and Peter looks like more of an ass than he already did.
His approval rating went down at least by 60% last night.
It did. He had a rough night, but I still don't. And we talked. I was talking about it briefly when Dylan was talking to his buddy on the phone beforehand. That I don't know.
That was my dad.
That was your dad?
Yeah, I got to
Oh,
watch the
weird.
season.
But I was saying that I don't know if Peter's in a bad position or if he's in a potential swing position on the Brains tribe. So, because I don't know how well Neil's going to get along with that group. No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think Neil's ingrained a bit better only due to the fact that Neil seems like a guy that gets along with just about anybody, and Peter's already rubbing people the wrong way. So I think unless Peter really turns it around, I don't see Neil getting sent out. But you never know. I mean, I think a tribe swap's coming soon, and that's gonna save Peter. So.
Yeah, because I think after Joe dies next week, I think there's going to be a definite tribe swap.
I have a couple theories about that. I got a couple theories about that.
I mean, we'll jump into that. We'll jump into that one after we kind of get into the episode.
Yeah, I'm curious what you guys think. Cause I don't know. Like, I have no idea. Like, I know you guys say, oh, you can see the buff, you can see, but I couldn't tell at all. I mean, I wasn't really watching that closely. But,
Yeah, see, I didn't pay enough attention. I went back to go watch it last night, and they hadn't posted it yet, so I haven't went. I mean, I could have just hit rewind, but I'm lazy. So.
But why would you want to rewind when you could just look somewhere else? I mean, obviously.
Right. When I have my TV right in front of me with the show DVR'd, why would I just rewind it 30 seconds? You know.
Did you?
No, I didn't. So I still have to go back and watch that. But I mean, I've been thinking this whole season that it's going to be Joe, and I am less in that mind. And, I mean, we're already talking about it, so let's just talk about it, and then we'll talk about the episode.
My dad.
Who cares about last night? Let's talk about who's going to die next week.
Well, we know it's not Ty. It's not Ty.
Right.
It's not Ty.
As my dad pointed out, Ty was crying, so he's like,
Yes.
he's like, maybe it's someone from the beauty tribe. I'm like, to be honest, I think he'd cry over anything, considering he cried over that dead chicken last night. So I think like a dying human, I think he would cry regardless if it was his tribe or not.
So one thing I wanted to share, and I wouldn't even really consider that. I mean, it might be spoilery a little bit, but
I don't think it's spoilery.
Nothing in terms of names or anything. But a couple of weeks ago, when I met up with Dale Wentworth, I was chatting with them because he went to Cambodia for the family visit to go visit Kelly, and he had heard something about that because they were talking about how bad the season, obviously because this season filmed before All Stars did, that they had heard that 3 people got pulled from the game, but only one of them actually got pulled from the game and 2 got pulled from Ponderosa. Had to get evacuated after they were voted out during the jury. So I think he was saying that he thinks that they're kind of overhyping the injuries a little bit, and that there's actually only going to be this one person getting pulled from the game, and the other 2 are going to be jury evacuations.
Maybe it's in addition to the 2 jury evacuations, you have 2 other on.
Yeah, I'm not sure because he was saying from what it sounded like to him, from what he'd heard, that only one person actually got pulled during the game, and then the rest were pulled during Ponderosa. So I don't know how true that is, but that was what he had said that he had heard when he was out in Cambodia.
Now,
right after it filmed.
Besides Pascal in season 4, has anyone else been taken off the jury for a tribal council to be evacuated or to the hospital?
I know people have missed him before from injury. I remember. Did James miss one? I'm trying to remember. He got hurt. I can remember if he missed with his finger injury. I'd have to go back and watch.
Oh, did Eric Reichenbach miss his when he got hurt?
Oh, and Fans 2?
Yeah.
When he passed out? I can't remember. I feel like there's been at least one more person that's missed before.
If you know, fans, tweet into us. Let us know.
This is what we need Zach for. Zach's got all this stuff locked down in his mind.
Wow.
So Zach,
we'll
if
see.
you're watching,
We'll see during Survivor Trivia version 2. We'll see who actually has it locked down.
We'll see. So, but yeah, overall, I mean, you guys said you had some theories or speculation in terms of who you thought was going. Dan, you were talking about it last night in our chat a little bit. So someone just tweeted at me saying that yes, James did miss one. That's at Animorph Lover3. So I thought he did. And they're saying that they think he did. So we'll go with yes, he did. And if not, well, I look like an ass usually, so I don't care.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, cool. My laptop crashed, so I had to go to my phone.
Oh, you're good. We knew that might happen. We discussed this.
That was a quick transition from laptop to phone.
It was.
Thanks, man. I had it ready to go. I was worried.
I would have been like 5 minutes after the podcast ended, so.
It takes like 10 minutes to upload fucking Hangouts on my computer. It's bullshit.
I didn't. Hangouts. That must be a new dating app because I'm on Hangouts. So.
What am I on?
We are.
Yeah, Hangouts. Hang-ups. That'd be an awesome name for a dating app.
Is that like a swipe up, swipe down thing, or?
Well, did I tell you about the other app I'm currently developing right now? It's
Hang-ups is like a app Dylan would design to stalk ex-girlfriends that he's hung up on. Like Hang-ups.
That is
that's the name of that app.
Or girls that he just hung up on. Like he just can't let them down.
Let's write this down. This sounds, or that could be a bar. Hang-ups. I'm sure it is a bar somewhere.
What's the name of that new dating app you're using, Dylan?
Bumble.
Yeah, the girls that you give second chances to and they don't message you back, you can use hang-ups to stalk them on.
Speaking
Boom,
of which,
there you go, Dylan.
I gotta check my Bumble.
I figured like the new one you were using was Thrinder.
Tinder.
So
Shit.
Thrinder.
3 hours. 3 hours left.
So I said Thrinder, not Tinder. It's slightly different.
What's Thrinder?
It's like Tinder for three-ways.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
It's an actual app. So.
No, really?
Oh yeah, I'm totally serious. Legitimate. Google it. Actually, maybe Google it without the image search on, but yeah, Google it.
I thought Dylan would be busting Thrinder out way before Niko is. Why is Niko the married guy using Thrinder, knowing of Thrinder? Whoa.
I think I actually heard about it on the Fantasy Focused Football podcast.
Sure.
Yep.
I don't remember why they were talking about it, but...
I'm not buying this.
True story. If you go back and listen to their entire season catalog from this NFL season, it's in there somewhere. But anyway, let's actually talk about Survivor. Because I think we're going to lose our one fan that we got watching right now.
Oh, we have somebody watching tonight.
Yeah, I don't know who, but I don't know who's
usually it's you, Joe, so I'm not sure who it is.
We're thrown off at this point. You're on the show, so...
who could it be? Who done it?
Probably someone who I know. I bring the viewers.
Yeah, where are all your viewers, Dylan? I'm a little bit disappointed.
It's the Minnesota State hockey tournament this weekend, so they're all at the hockey tournament.
Yeah, whatever. All right, I see where the priorities are at. I figured they'd all be tuning in, watching their native homeboy, Dr. Douche, out there on the island. But
he was a big fucking douche last night.
He's bringing shame upon his dojo.
He was bringing shame upon Minnesota. We're Minnesota nice. You can't be a dick out there.
Oh, I think you can. I think it's been proven that you can, in fact, be a dick out there.
Not from Minnesota, though. Papa Smurf.
Papa Smurf. Great TV. So let's just jump off the medevac and jump into the episode because we can get back into that a little bit later. But just going into the tribal council, I mean, let's just start there and then we can work our way back to the episode. But
sure.
I mean, how much of an ass did those two? I mean, especially Peter. Like, I felt Peter was just dragging Liz down even further because I don't even think Liz said that much to really put herself in the hole. But Peter was just being such an ass, and they were connected. It's kind of like a Parvati being dragged down by Russell.
Well, no, because the plan was in place before, Niko.
It was in place, but the reason
they were going after them. It wasn't because Peter started getting all cocky. Like, I think this is more on Deb, like understanding there's 3 sets of 2s and then deciding to go the other way strategically, like matching better with Neil and Aubrey. I don't think it's anything like to do with Peter burying Liz. Like, nah, I don't.
No, I'm not saying
fan fiction-y.
No, I'm saying that because of the way that Peter was talking and treating everybody, and the fact that Liz was connected with him.
No, I don't think that's it at all.
They voted her out. She's more of
I agree with Niko. Damn, what the fuck are you saying even? I don't know what you're saying now.
She was more of the threat, and he's more of the ass.
No, that's not even. I mean, I can tell you what happens. I mean, Liz and Peter gave off a bad vibe. They were giving off a bad vibe to everyone, okay? And Debbie picked up on it for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think Aubrey and Neil necessarily picked up on it like they did. I mean, eventually you see Aubrey pick up on it in a little bit, but I think Debbie and Joe are really in tune with it from the start of the game when you had that 4-person young person alliance, which didn't really work out. And Pete and Liz, they thought they could control, like, talking about how Debbie and Joe are pawns. I think it's way too early in the game to really think about that kind of, and to integrate that to your gameplay at this point in the game. So that was a mistake, and then they kind of thought, they got this idea that these two are pawns, they won't fight back, and they totally underestimated them and spoke to them. I'm sure we saw a little bit of it, but I'm sure the rest of the time they're out there, they spoke to them in a condescending way, which tipped Debbie and Joe off to what kind of people they're dealing with, and that's when they coerced Neil and Aubrey to go with them.
Yeah, I mean, it gets to a point where you're on a 6-person tribe. There's very little room to hide. Mm-hmm. And so I thought Peter did a really good job the first 2 episodes of kind of hiding his belittling of everybody else and saving it for confessionals. But then he gets to a point where he's just like, fuck it, I know that I'm in control, so I'm gonna just kind of do what I want. And he also had this arrogance of, like, you could kind of see it on his face when he saw them vote for Liz, like, I know these people are smart, and even though they might want me out, they know I'm the strongest one in challenges. They're not going to vote in six-person tribe. I mean, they're just not going to do it. So I think, but it's just, it's a fine line. I mean, I think Debbie or Joe would have been gone first, Frank would have gone first episode. But you have time to get in, and now Debbie and Joe are almost a little bit running things, I think, with Aubrey.
Yeah, I've said they have Aubrey, so they can do what they want at this point. I mean, you kind of consider Aubrey Neil a pair, but I think Aubrey's kind of. They had a really funny interaction between Debbie and Aubrey, just kind of swing back, where Debbie's like, I can't remember exactly time, but like, I like Neil, like I like what he said. Aubrey's like, I get that impression. Yes, I do sense that you are a fan of Neil. After like Debbie kept saying, like, I like Neil, like. Neil's a good guy.
It's so strange. Like, Debbie interacts with people so strangely, but like she seems like she builds some trust there. Like, seems like she's on okay terms with Joe. Like, Joe seems to be like Debbie. Like, they get along, and there seems to be trust. And like that Aubrey relationship has kind of grown since the first episode. And I'm more curious where her and Neil's relationship goes forward here, because Neil's kind of commented about Debbie being like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest-esque, so I want to see where Neil fits into this four going forward here, and if he tries to get something back going with Peter.
Well, and I think that Neil, I think in that foursome without Peter, I think Neil's on the bottom. I think Aubrey's is going to be the one who's going to be the third. But honestly, if they lose again, they're probably going to vote Peter off, because there's probably going to be a tribe swap after 4, or at least they're probably going to expect that there's going to be a tribe swap after 4.
Right.
The Brains lose again. There's no real downside to voting off Peter, because he's not going to be loyal to him more than likely. Even if he comes back, from tribal council, humbled, for being, put in his place, he's only going to play it off so long, and the minute there's a tribe swap, he's going to bone him.
He did have mad swagoo though. Did you guys see him brush his shoulders off before he went to go vote? That was mad. That's mad swagoo. Like,
Neil?
I don't care. No, Peter. Like, he got up, he brushed the first one off really good, then he just gave the second one a short one. It wasn't as exaggerated,
but that sounds dumb though.
Yeah, he still brushed his shoulders off. Hey, if you're gonna reference a Jay-Z song, I'm a fan. Hey, you got me.
So we've got a question from Animorph Lover 3. It's in the about the tribal council. It says, since Liz didn't feel right about the vote, should she have thrown a vote at Peter? Thrown Peter a vote just in case.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's smart, but she did do that.
So
when did she say that though? Because it looked to me like they thought the plan was going through.
Yeah,
she never said that.
No, I think she said something about it after the vote in her full she might have said it at Ponderosa, but I don't think she should have, because from what they were showing, they didn't look like their plan wasn't going through at all. They said that whoever's going to go home isn't really going to be surprised. Like, they were fully expecting their plan to go through. So she had no idea. So there's no reason for her to throw a vote at Peter.
I would have.
Well, there's no reason to, because if she throws a vote at Peter and it goes their way, Peter's gonna be like, "What the fuck? Why'd you vote for me?"
Game theory, Niko.
There's no game theory.
That is like textbook game theory. It's the prisoner's dilemma. Either you sell out your friend and you get a lighter sentence, or you both don't sell each other out and you both get fucked, which is kind of what happened. Or neither of you do anything and you both get you see, it's exactly the prisoner's dilemma. She should have acted in her own self-interest.
It's not the prisoner's dilemma, though, because
yes, it is.
No, because she didn't know. She didn't know that thing wasn't going to happen.
But you have to assume that something's going to go wrong.
No, I think Dylan, she had no idea.
I'm a paranoid fucker, so I would assume that shit all the time.
Right, and you would get totally.
You guys can personally attest to how paranoid
an asshole you are. Yes, I can attest to that.
I'm going to run you through this real quick, Dylan. So you get to tribal council and you're Liz. Yeah. And like in this scenario, your alliance has not betrayed you. And you throw the vote on Peter.
Your closest ally.
Guess what? Peter goes home in a 3-2-1, right? Wouldn't that make you look really fucking dumb? You look fucking stupid as shit.
I'd rather look fucking dumb than get my ass voted out of the game. So there you go.
So, like, I think what you're saying is, like, Liz needs to read the situation, but I think she just got the wrong read on the situation, right? If she got the right read, the correct play is to throw the vote. But she didn't get the right read on the situation. She thought Deb and Joe were with her, and enough to not do what you're suggesting. So... To say the right move, to say the right move is to throw the vote, like, that's game theory. No, because she didn't have that read. The correct
read. It is game theory, though. It is game theory.
No, that's hindsight is 20/20, and that's not how it works.
I'm just saying, she should have known.
Back on any situation and say should have done this, should have done that. But if you don't see it coming because you're confident in the players that you were working with, that they're going to go through with something and they don't.
But why is she so confident? Like, where's that confidence come from? Where does she get that capital to extend with confidence? You know what I mean? Like, where does that credit come from where she has confidence in the plan? Like, what gave her that false sense of confidence?
Well, I think you got to look at the fact that Liz and Peter are looking at themselves as the two strongest people in the tribe, male and female. Then they take a look at their interactions with Debbie, and Debbie is constantly saying, like, yes, sir, this is good, okay, you guys are good, because they think that she doesn't want to get voted out, so she's going to do what they say. That's two. Then they think Joe follows Debbie, Aubrey's going to follow her, so we've got this in the bag. They'd be stupid, logically speaking, to vote either one of us out, not thinking the Rob Sesternino strategy where they can just gather everybody and just vote out the top people.
Yeah, see, I don't know how 32 seasons, 30 seasons in, you can come in that game and think people aren't going to play. Like, sometimes you get duds, but, like, and this is the brains tribe of all tribes. Like, you got to be I would have been so fucking paranoid on that tribe. I wouldn't have trusted anything. I would have acted in my own self-interest no matter what. Like, I don't know.
Here's another thing, though. Like, if you guys listen to, and I was talking to Max a little bit, and he talked about on his All the Fixins podcast, and the fact that, like, if you go into Survivor and you're just divided into tribes, you just kind of play. But when you have a theme, like Brains, Brawn, Beauty, and you're developed, he said when he was on the White Collar tribe, Probst and Burnett gave him speeches like, you guys are white collar, this is what white collar, is the epitome of, and he left going, oh yeah, I am, like, this straight, guy that I'm doing this and doing that. And he said, I never would have thought that if they hadn't hammered it home. So you get these people, and they're like, you guys are the brains, you're logical, everything you do is logical, blah, blah, blah. So they have... Max is saying, like, the game starts day 0, basically, and the paranoia starts then, and then they warp it into kind of the theme, so that way they get a similar outcome for what they want each tribe.
Yeah.
And he said you kind of have to rise above their expectations, but it's hard to. I think first-time player, it's too hard to at times.
The other thing, just to comment on, to continue my train of thought, is just like, from the edit we've gotten, Debbie and Joe don't seem like pushovers. Like, people, they don't seem like sheep. Debbie has a huge personality, and Joe is a stubborn old man. So I'm kind of questioning their read on them as being the two people who are most likely just to follow along with the plan. Like, those two people don't seem like people who would like being dictated to. And I'm surprised Peter and Liz didn't pick up on that vibe or think that through.
I don't think you should be that surprised that Peter isn't that great in social interaction. I mean, he's a medical doctor, which means he spent like his first 30 years of his life in school. Probably having no friends because all he does is homework all the time. And he's probably only been in the real world socializing with people for probably 2 or 3 years. I mean, You have
like such a skewed perception of medical school, Niko.
Well, that's like a reality though. When you're investing in yourself to go to school for that long.
I know, but I know people in medical school. They have friends and lives. It's not
they don't have friends. Doctors don't have friends.
I know that they do. They do. Maybe Peter didn't.
Well, yeah, I think he did. Between looking like Obama and everything else, I mean, he's had a rough go in life.
He was probably in medical school right during that campaign, so he probably benefited from that. He probably got the bump. Let's be real, that guy was getting a lot of tail in medical school because he looked like Barack Obama.
He was.
Unless he was going to school in the South, I mean.
Maybe. Where's he from?
He's from Minnesota. I don't know where he went to medical school. I'm just not going to touch that again. I'm not going to touch that again. I'll leave my South comment and move on. So we had another couple questions about tribal council, and we'll kind of jump into the episode after that. And we'll just jump into this last one. This is from Malcolm Jr. 88, saying, "Did the right person go home? Would you have voted out Liz or Peter?" I mean, we touched on that a little bit.
Who am I? Who am I voting as?
Just the tribe in general. Tribe in general. Who would you have voted out?
I
think they voted out the right person. I think they voted out. I think Liz was the right person to vote out. I think that Peter, if he stays in the game and they do win another challenge, he's more likely going to one who's going to have a target on his back moving forward, and he's someone that's going to get voted out before them. Whereas Liz is someone who's not going to have as much of a target, say, post-merge. And that she's someone that they'd have to worry about more going forward. So I think they voted out the right person.
Yep. The only reason now I'm thinking about it as you're talking, the only reason I kind of think I would maybe lean towards Liz over Peter is if I'm in a pair and I want to consolidate into a threesome to get my numbers in the 5. Like, if you want to ensure, like, say you're not comfortable with that foursome and you want to make sure you have Peter coming into that as your third, I don't think it's Peter. Like, he's gonna be harder to manage as, like, he's got more of that alpha male personality. I think Liz, if you're looking to try to get the numbers at 5 for that next vote, if you go back, I know Pete, you guys are kind of thinking win challenges, but I'm always thinking like how to get control of the numbers too. I think you might want to keep Liz. She's a little more, I think, manageable or workable.
She's definitely workable in my book.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a tough call. It depends like how you're playing the game. If you really don't want to go back to tribal council next week, you keep Peter. But if you're thinking grab numbers, maybe get a good threesome, you could try to swing Liz the next vote and ingratiate yourself that way.
I'm just laughing at Dylan's shit-eating grin when you said getting a good threesome.
Oh.
I would have voted off Neil. That's what I would have voted off.
Fuck off, Dylan.
That wasn't one of the options. But
Neil's sketchy as fuck. He's sketchy. He's a sketchy bastard.
I think you're just lactose intolerant and you're pissed off at ice cream.
I fucking love ice cream, bro. But no, I would have voted off Neil. He seems sketchy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have trusted like Peter. I think I would have gotten along with Peter and Liz. Like, they're my people, you know. Like that's
arrogant asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's who I would have. like that's who I would have. Like, you know, Peter's like they think the same way I think. So I would have been with that crew. But I think I'm more. I like to think I'm more socially aware than they would have been, and a little more paranoid.
Probably not, Don.
I'm pretty aware of things. Like, I'm a very self-aware person.
Well, let's be honest.
Sure.
Peter talked about being a doctor who picks up on all the social cues, and that's his specialty. So
yeah, that was they were having fun with the edit there.
So since I always tend to read out any comments that are quote unquote throwing out shade towards the cast members of our show, generally they're always directed at Dylan. But this
did I get some shade?
But this one's actually directed at me, and I feel obligated to share this as myself, even though I am the host. I will not ignore the shade thrown at myself. This was posted by Marcus Farmer on the IslandTalkWNH.com site, and he said, "Who's the dumbass?" One of your friends, Dylan. He said, "Who's the dumbass who was talking about medical school?" So I very graciously replied to him saying that would be me. So throwing a little shit at me on my own show, my own website, but I don't mind.
You're a lot nicer at the comments than when people throw shade at us when on our site. So we should see some of those comments.
I rarely get it, so when I get it, I just kind of take it in and enjoy it.
Oh, it's great, especially after we had Max. It just got awesome.
So yeah, Max was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed him. But
this one person said, "You guys are great, but please never have Max on again." And Max said, "Hey Joe, I really need you to reply back. Fuck you, love you." It was great.
All right, and then we got one more comment on the website as well from Evs Pearl as of a few seconds ago, saying, "quote unquote arrogant assholes are my peeps, Dylan." So that's just a direct quote.
Wait, what happened?
I think he was implying that you're an arrogant asshole.
Who said it though? I want to thank them. Who said it?
Evs Pearl on the website.
Hey,
I think that's the fan of Dan and Dylan.
Yes,
so.
They like the Dan Dylan
Survivor
show.
and Still, yeah.
So you can go on the website and thank them later. And Animorph Lover 3, Dylan, he wanted to know if your ideal threesome is Debbie and Joe, correct?
No,
Yes,
Debbie and Liz. Debbie and Liz, get it right.
She's not there anymore.
I think we're going with Joe.
Debbie and Liz and Aubrey can watch in the corner.
Oh God.
That's not an option.
I don't think having Aubrey in the corner staring from the abyss like Eugene is an option. Little Walking Dead throw in there.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, let's jump into some of the other tribes. And we can kind of talk about this question as we're transitioning over to Braun, because this kind of talks about Brain and Braun a little bit. And this is also from Animorph Lover 3. Do you think it's smart for either the Brain or the Braun tribe to throw the next competition to get rid of the swap threats? Parentheses, Peter and Alicia. And go.
I don't know. I think throwing a challenge in a small tribe is hardly ever a good idea. You're putting a lot of faith in production to, have the tribe swap happen, and I mean, sometimes with 3 tribes they're going to do a tribe swap, obviously, but I mean, you see situations with like Palau where they just decided, nope, we're not going to swap the tribes. That's it. You get to be one person merged into Kaoh Rong. Good luck. So I think Braun. I mean, they could throw it to get rid of Alicia, but I think that would be dangerous. I think they could still find a way. I mean, she trusts Sydney, so you could find.
I
don't
know if she trusts Sydney. She said she didn't trust Sydney anymore after last night. That was super sketchy. Like, if I was Alicia, I'd be so fucking pissed. I'd be like, what the fuck, Sydney? Fuck Sydney. God damn it. Oh, God. That was stupid for Sydney, too. Like, she doesn't even get the idol now.
Well, yeah, let's just kind of jump over to the Bronze tribe. I mean, let's just get into that. I mean, my man Kyle Jason, my winner pick, finds the idol.
Jason's growing on me.
Oh,
He's growing on me.
Totally
he's the best bounty hunter in East Western Michigan, or East Lansing.
Beast getting the idol. Sydney was just totally caved instantly, saying, "Oh yeah, the idol's by that tree over there that you saw." That just straight up caves immediately, and then Jason just goes full freaking Tony Vlachos and just sprints through the woods.
I don't think Tony would ever give the pounds to a woman though that weighed like 150 pounds less. I kind of didn't like that.
Absolutely would have.
I think that wasn't a good look for Jason, to be honest with you. Like, go for the idol, but he barreled over that girl and like no regard for her at all. I don't know, man.
Is he gonna let her grab it? Be like, oh, I don't want to knock you over. I'll let you have it so you can have the idol.
I think maybe not like go right through her back and shove her to the ground and not be a dick.
You didn't even shove her to the ground.
Oh, you did. Like, come on. It's terrible. I think it's terrible.
You were completely exaggerating.
I just want to I get it. Like, Jason's like this alpha male, but like, it's just his treatment of like Alicia's demeaning at this point, calling her Blondie all the fucking time. Like, it's getting tiring.
I called her Blondie in my fucking power rankings.
I know, but now
she spells her name weird. Can't spell it.
It's like he's trying, he compared himself to Russell, and now I see him like trying to be Russell-esque on purpose.
He's not even being Russell-esque. He's so different than Russell.
No, he is not, because he's giving us like a caricature of what he thinks Russell is, in my opinion, almost.
I think the difference though is I think a lot more people initially liked Russell on Samoa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Russell was really, really popular until the very, very end of Samoa, when he started really, really screwing people. Yeah. And then it really started to fall apart during Heroes versus Villains in the second half. But I mean, people really, really like Russell, and I think people have mixed reviews on Kyle. I mean, I like him. I think
what's
he's
this fucking?
out.
Is it Jason or is it Kyle?
His name is Kyle Jason.
I'm gonna call him fucking Jason.
But they're calling him Jason. I don't know.
He's already got the last name treatment. He's a legend.
He's a legend. And
you know what? I'm gonna call him Jason from now on.
That's why I'm calling Nick Mariano from now on, or Mariano, whatever the hell you say his name.
Don't call him Mariano.
I'm calling him Jason.
Mariano? Is that how you say?
Let's not defile the Mariano name.
No, as future winner of the season, Nick deserves legend treatment already.
I think you need more than one confessional in the first 3 episodes.
He's getting a low-key winners at it, man. Low-key winners at
under
it.
The radar
Speaking of low-key winners at it, is Anna even on the show? Like, she hasn't had a confessional since the premiere.
And her buff's barely on the show. Did you see that thing trying to hang on?
Yes. Oh my god.
I was like, dude, how is Caleb looking her straight in the eyes right now? Beast Mode Cowboy, that's legendary resolve.
She was
That's because
out.
that's a guy who's used to being around cameras all the time and knows that everybody's gonna give him shit for it if he doesn't keep his eyes locked on.
And he's a man of God, so he
I would have been standing.
Like, I'm a respectful guy, but that would have been really hard. Like, that buff was big. Like, geez Louise, the buff's getting all money out of it. You're getting money out of that thing. Like,
I think you're putting money into it.
Money buff.
Dollar bills.
Where are you going, Nico?
Niko, that's demeaning to women.
That is very demeaning.
I've already given up on ever having a women guest on this show, so at this point,
I haven't. I have not.
I haven't either. We'll get Monica on. Tell her how I really feel.
Yeah, I don't see that ever happening. I don't see Monica ever associating herself with Survivor again. But
wait, Dan, who'd I win a date with?
Debbie.
Oh, nice.
I forgot to contact her on Twitter.
Yeah.
Dan, damn it! Why? Get on that after the show. First thing, you're messaging Debbie. You gotta let her know of the prize that she's won.
We gotta wait and see if she wins, and then we'll go after her.
Okay.
You have to go after her now, so you guys don't look like so Dylan doesn't look like a gold digger.
Gold digger.
I think that's the only way Dylan's pursuing this. If there's money, money at the end of the rainbow.
I think Dylan would go after it because it's a female, in general, with lady parts. So I think he's going for it.
I got kind of a crazy theory.
Okay.
So
go back on.
That'd be nice. I don't know. I was studying the medevac. I was looking at pictures. I was looking at screenshots. I was trying to figure it out. So I have one theory, and I don't necessarily think it's going to happen, but I'm going to throw it out there.
Okay.
That Caleb gets medevac.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Let's go through it. One, Ty cries. Yes, Ty would cry for anything, but he and Caleb just got a really tight bond. Two, all episode
He was
long,
sobbing, too. He was sobbing.
Yeah, and then all episode long, this one, Caleb was crying, was emotional. People were like, you're going to be home soon. You're going to be home soon. And then in the preview, they show you blue. They show you all this stuff to kind of make you think one way because they want you to not even suspect the person who's coming over. So I think Caleb is going to end up being the guy that gets medevaced. But
what happens to him though? It looks like he's dehydrated. They got the fucking umbrella out there and like the water. So is it dehydration? Like a challenge? It's a digging challenge. It looked like.
Yeah, it's a digging challenge. It's not something that like you would really cut yourself or hit yourself. So it's got to be like Joe of Second Chances level of dehydration. The only thing I could think. I mean, Caleb is pushing himself hard. Did you see him running on water last week?
Yeah, he was Jesus. He's Jesus Christos.
And like those, like he's a very cut guy. It takes a like different like amount of water to fuel him than it does a regular person. He probably feels it a lot quicker than like me or Dylan. Like Dylan's probably not getting cramped up. Like is there muscle in there? Is there muscle in there, buddy?
There's some muscle, but I need a lot of water to keep this body churning.
Fucking
old people and fat people are always the first to go down in heat waves. You know that, right, Dan? Old people and fat people.
But
or
like
you got Mike Barassi who just
was both old and fat, and he got fucked up a bunch.
But like you see it in like fighting a lot. You see it in fighting a lot, like in MMA. Really cut guys, sometimes don't have the greatest endurance, and they're prone to like gassing out, cramping up in fights just because of their cut. And I think maybe we'll see something here in Survivor. I know at the start of the season we always said Joe, and now I'm fully saying Joe's in this for the long run. You see that motherfucker doing crunches and like leg raises? That guy's here to win it. Like, he's not perishing on the island. He's the only one I think ready to go, like, in the hot sun for the entire time. And Deb will be there.
Was that at Tribal Council where he's sitting there and he's got like his hood on and stuff? He looks like 90-year-old like Rocky Balboa just sitting there.
He's like, ready to go. That's because he knows how to take care of himself. Like, he stays in the shade. He works out. Like, I think Joe's in it. And it's going to be the guys with the muscles. Like, I think Peter might be in trouble down the stretch here if the, like, temperatures continue to be really, like, brutally humid and hot. And, you know, Peter, even Nick's pretty ripped. Like, and Alicia. Maybe Alicia had some trouble as well. Scott's a big motherfucker.
All right, so really quick, we'll keep the show going, but Joe's got to go. He had something come up. So, Joe... sorry that we'll have to have you go so early, but we'll have to have you back on later this season. Make up for it, and we'll have you back for sure. So yeah, go take care of what you got to take care of, man. And we'll keep you in and make sure we'll keep tweeting at some shade and keep it going, man.
Tweet the shade.
Sounds good. See you guys.
No, go ahead. See you later, man.
Peace, Joe.
All right, yeah, we'll have to have Joe back on later this season and get him on for a full show. He had something come up, and he just messaged me. So, yes, I mean, and I wanted to talk about the Bronze Tribe a little bit before we completely get over to the Beauty. And at least with the Bronze Tribe, I loved the line where you see Scott right after Kyle finds the idol, and Scott's like, you know, I really feel like we're going to be good now. And that Kyle, now that we have the idol, you know, Kyle, I mean, I think they're just basically setting up Kyle or Scott to just totally get destroyed by Kyle. Like, he's just totally banking on Kyle Jason to, like, protect him and save him. They're going to be bros. And he's giving all these confessionals about how they're so tight. Like, I'm just expecting Scott to get totally burned. I don't know. I feel like that's just me, but I feel like that's what I was getting at with confessionals.
I think either it's gonna happen soon or it's that's a seed planted for the long haul where we get them really going deep together, and there's a big move that Jason either screws Scott over or Scott gets the hint of Jason coming after him and gets Jason out.
Jason and Scott would make for a great buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
Deb and Joe's better, man. Deb and Joe are the better duo in this game.
No.
In terms of buddy cop, absolutely. But
Jason and Scott, the movie would be called The Ogre and the Troll.
Why can't we just throw all four together and do like a police academy?
Yeah, like an ensemble.
And Joe's like the sergeant, like the sergeant of the police force. And like Scott, Debbie, and Jason are like the beat cops.
No, Deb's the eccentric lieutenant.
Debbie's the Sarge, and then like Joe's just the old curmudgeon who's been there for like 50 years and hasn't retired.
Never moved up. Yeah, he's like just an old desk detective.
And then Jason comes back like, what's in the box?
Jason's
what's in the box? What's in the box?
Track it down.
You make like a what's in the box reference every season. It's like gonna happen next season.
The box.
He made a what's in the box reference last season.
Did I actually?
That must have been a Power Ranking show that I didn't watch.
Oh.
There were so many of them, I can't remember.
It's not even the best Colin Farrell movie you could write. Wait, is Colin Farrell in that movie?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, good Lord.
The guy who yells, it's Brad Pitt. My bad.
So, alright, so let's jump over to the Beauty Tribe, and we'll kind of get over there. I mean, there wasn't a lot going on over there. We saw Ty finally wrap up the idol and get that taken care of. So now Ty officially has the idol in his possession.
What do you mean?
Really, that was about the only thing that happened of major significance on the Beauty. We did see the Women's Alliance approach Caleb about bringing Caleb in, talking about how they hate Nick. I think we saw that coming. But I'm not sure how much that's going to come in. Because I mean, honestly, if they end up doing a tribal council next week, I mean, we'll see how they handle it. I don't know if someone's getting medevac, if they're gonna do the medevac and not have to do a tribal, or if they're gonna have 2 people go out next week, or how they're gonna handle it.
Hopefully, just one person leaves. I hate that bullshit when they have 2 people leave.
So, yeah, I'm not sure how they're gonna handle that. So, I mean, we could lose 1 or 2. But either way, even with the tribal, going into a swap, I don't see Beauty losing next week. I think they're good enough to, win
They're
one or
strong.
the other.
They're good. Michelle's fit. Anna's fit. Julia sucks. There you go. Rest of the tribe's pretty good.
And barring something like Caleb or, something going home due to injury or something, I don't see them losing another challenge. So I think all Beauty.
They'll swap.
As long as no one gets hurt from Beauty, I see them all making the swap. I think Braun or Brain's going to go to tribal again. If the medevac is.
I think it'll be Brains. I think Brains will go to tribal again. That's my call.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised if Braun win either.
Well, see, Braun, I think they'll be able to compete in the rest of the challenges. Like, I don't know what their deal was the first 2. They didn't even lose bad in the first 2 challenges. It was just kind of like they lost. I guess the first challenge they did, but they were in it till the puzzle, so.
Yeah, all these challenges have been seemingly going, down to the last second. Like they've all been like, nail biters. I don't know. I'm sure part of that's production, but it's also hard, to really pull that off in terms of just.
I hope they do a Thailand or Cambodian fucking puzzle where you gotta get the knife out and chop the fucking flag to win.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like
I love that challenge.
Where they got to do like the slide puzzle and
this one piece of the knife.
Yeah, and one of the pieces and they slide it. Yeah, they did that in All Stars as well. And well, they also did it in All Stars. I remember it more prominently in All Stars because I've watched it more recently, and I just remember Rob winning it. But they've done that challenge multiple times. I always liked that one. I think they did it in Kaoh Rong. And I think Spencer won it, or it was something very similar to it.
I wanted to bring back some of the old challenges. I don't like these new challenges that much. They're not as fun. They're just kind of like obstacle courses.
Yeah, they're all obstacle courses.
They're all obstacle courses of some sort with weird puzzles at the end. They're basically all physical for 2/3 and then a puzzle.
They should go back to the old challenges.
We got a question from Animorph Lover. He's been feeding us a lot of good stuff tonight. How do you think that the Beauty Woman would do on a swap without each other to rely on? So say all the Beauty Women would get mixed up. How do we think they'd handle a tribe swap if they get mixed up?
I think Anna and Michelle would do fine. I think Julia would be helpless. I think she needs to end up. Well, or no, I think they'd be okay. I think Julia, if she doesn't end up with the other 2, like if she's isolated, like let's say it's a 2 new tribes, and Anna and Michelle end up in the same tribe, and Julia's in the other. I think Julia will be pretty, fucked. I think Michelle and Anna can survive being on their own. I don't think Julia can. That comes back to the age thing.
Is that Dylan? Is that you making all that noise?
No.
Probably.
Sounds like you're like beating off under the camera or something.
Yeah, it does. It does.
All you hear is just thump, 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 thump. I thought you were in remission.
Yeah, that's me. Sorry.
Yeah, you need to get that under control. That's not what the viewers are here for. All right, so jumping into the Beauty. I agree. I think the women will do pretty well. I just don't really have like much of a read on any of the women on the Beauty tribe. Like we really haven't seen much from them. We haven't seen anything really from Anna since the first episode. At least from her mouth. And Julia, we didn't really see much of. We saw a little bit of her from her last night at the challenge, and really outside of that, we didn't see a lot. Michelle, we didn't see anything either. It's been mostly just Caleb and Ty on that tribe that we've been really focusing on. I really don't have a read on anyone on that tribe outside of Ty and Caleb. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think those guys are going to be someone that people that are just going to start getting picked off on a tribe swap because they're in the numbers? I don't know. How do you think just the Beauty tribe in general is going to do if they start getting mixed up? Do you think they're going to get picked off?
I think Ty will. Ty needs to not end up. I think the Beauty tribe's worst enemy is going to be a Jason Scott combination.
Yeah.
That's the people you don't want to be with. I see Jason and Scott aligning with the Peters, with probably with the Knicks. So for the beauty women, I'd say, and Ty, I think that'd be bad.
They need to end up with Joe, Debbie. They need to end up with Aubrey.
Let's look at this. Can you imagine a tribe with Jason and Peter and Nick all in the
and Scott and
all in one alliance?
Alicia and Sydney in there.
That's like the Suicide Squad of douchebags right there. Like that's the douche brigade. That's what that is.
I think Alicia will be fine. I think Alicia can just say, "Yeah, I hate my tribe. Like, let's vote them out."
Yeah.
I think Alicia will be good. I think Alicia, if she makes it to a swap, she's in a good spot. Sydney, same way. I think Sydney can also. She's kind of playing the Sandra strategy, anyone but me, and kind of just like flipping on everyone and doing whatever she has to do to survive. So I think she could be also very okay in a swap, and I think she'd have no problem voting out Jason or Scott or Alicia. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think, overall, going into a swap, so say, someone gets medevaced next week. Overall, obviously it's hard to predict with not knowing who's going home next week. But going into a tribe swap, which tribe do you think is in the best position moving forward?
Of all people, I'd say Brains, I think. I think if you're not every Brain, but I think the Brains tribe will get picked off last. So I think with the upcoming swap, if there's a swap, this all assumes a swap, Brains are in the best spot. I think Kyle and Scott will get picked off. I think Nick will get picked off. Kaoh picked off at a swap. Julia picked off at a swap. Those are the ones so I think the Brains tribe, it's hard to find someone. Maybe Peter's the only one I would say. Even Peter's in a good spot too. You can also just say, I hate everyone on my tribe. Let's vote against him. So,
right.
But that's still 4 out of 5 that I think are safe, more or less.
Nah, but you're also forgetting about like the classic swap move where like the two, like say you get like the situation where it's like 4 brawn, like the 4 brawn somehow stay together, and then you get
highly unlikely, but yes.
Yeah, or like you get like say you got like a situation where it's like 3-1-2 or 3-1-3, right? You can get like the 2 power alliances moving together, right? Or like say there's someone on the outs, like say you get like Jason, Scott go over with Alicia. They can easily just say Alicia wants to like take out Scott and Jason. They can pull the other move and go with the power of the other numbers, right?
Yeah.
It all depends on who is the best.
Yeah.
Like it comes down to that social game, right? Yeah, it's tough to say this person's on the outs. Oh, they'll be fine once they swap. I don't think it's that black and white like you're making it sound. It's more like the individual player, how they fit into everyone else's game, and also the alliances that stand tag once the swap happens.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be really fluid and going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I can see it being fluid.
Control.
Yeah.
I think a couple
the solid
people
alliance
keep
is
their
the
games
3
intact.
beauty girls. The 3 beauty girls and then Scott and Jason are the only 2 solid alliances I really see.
No, I think Deb and Joe are fine.
And Deb and Joe, yeah.
I think maybe Aubrey and Neil are okay for now.
Nah, I don't even see them really as an alliance. I think they're a pair of convenience.
Alliance by convenience.
I don't know, yeah. And I don't know, we're going to get to see like how it shakes out. I'm really interested because if like Caleb does go home next week, we're going to have 5-5 3-4 into the swap, so that's cool numbers wise because I don't think we've had that before.
5-5-4.
Yeah, swapping like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Well, did you get? No, we got that in blue collar, white collar, no collar, didn't we? Because didn't Brains lose twice?
That's 3 times.
No, Beauty lost twice.
Oh yeah, we did.
And then.
What are you talking about? Beauty lost once.
No, Beauty lost twice because they lost Vince and they lost the Deaf Gal.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, the white collar, blue collar, whatever.
Yeah, and then white collar lost and then the Brawn they lost Lindsay right before the swap, and then they switched, and then that was when Joaquin and stuff went home.
So 5-5-4, yeah.
That gave us some good episodes, so I'm hoping we get that kind of swap. I thought the Max Dawson Joaquin Butte episodes are pretty good pre-swap episodes in that season. I think that season starts to get kind of like little hard to slog through in the merge portion at parts, and then you get like the Mike run that makes it a little better.
The Vince episode was good. Vince going home. Outside of just the pure devastation that was Vince going home, because I think at that point we're just robbed of weeks of great and just fantastic television. But I think so far this season's had a much better start than that season did. I think they've undersold it, and I'm kind of glad they did in the preseason on how good the season's been, because I've actually really, really enjoyed this season so far in terms of just the first 3 episodes. I don't know about you guys, but I've been pretty impressed. I've actually really thoroughly enjoyed all 3 episodes so far.
Yeah, it's a good season so far. Not bad.
So, you never know. It's like whenever Jeff really, really hypes up a season, you're like, okay, so a guy is going to win this season. And then, and it's probably going to be, wildly, okay. And then if he doesn't really hype it up, you're like, okay, a woman won this season, or Caleb from Big Brother won, and he's just pissed because another contestant from another show won. So, whenever the big, the A-type macho man wins the season, Jeff comes out saying it's the greatest season of all time. And then if anyone else wins, Jeff's like, it's a good season. We'll have fun. Whatever. There's a bunch of injuries. Let's focus on that. I mean, let's be honest. That's pretty much how those go. That's the pre-hype. Yeah. So generally, if it's a pre-hype, I'm like, okay, I'm not picking a woman to win this season because that's just not how Jeff rolls. Outside of like heroes versus villains.
So are you calling a woman win then?
Well, no, because I picked Kyle to win, and I don't know. We'll see. He's totally coming off as an asshole, but he's getting a lot of airtime. I think he'll go a while, but I would be surprised to see him just totally get blasted out. But in terms of women, just looking at their edits and stuff, at least what we're getting so far, Debbie's getting the most airtime, and outside of Debbie, Alicia's getting a lot of airtime. Sydney's getting a little bit of airtime, and really, who else is getting airtime? Liz was, but that's not happening. So unless we're seeing calling a Debbie win, which let's be honest, that might be the greatest thing ever to happen in the show. If Debbie Winner is the winner of Survivor, Debbie Winner.
She's basically Shambo.
She's like a Shambo coach hybrid gift from the gods is what she is.
Yeah.
And she's smart too. Like some of her confessionals, like she drives me insane sometimes with her confessionals. Like sometimes her confessionals are so ridiculous. Like I'm like, shut up. But at the same time, like she's balling. Like she's playing out there, and so it's like, yeah, she's a little bit annoying, but she's out there gaming and stuff. I'll take a little bit of annoying to watch some good gameplay. So I've been pleasantly surprised with Debbie. I picked her for a team, figuring that she wouldn't last long, but while she did, she'd get a lot of confessionals. But she's doing a lot better than I expected. So yeah, we got as Pearl on the website commenting that Debbie for the win. So we got some agreement there. I think Debbie's slowly starting to become a fan favorite. We'll just see how long that lasts. If she'll keep up the fans, or if she's gonna slowly annoy her way out of favor. We'll see. But you guys all of a sudden went silent, so I'm filling the air. I don't think I've ever heard Dylan not talk for this long.
What? I talked like 2 minutes ago.
He's probably looking at like
porn
Anna pictures or something.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's just say Anna pictures and not call it porn, because it's probably porn.
It's porn.
It's probably porn. He's probably like tweeting, PMing Fishback right now, seeing if he's got any dirt on Liz. So, and we actually had a comment earlier from Animorph Lovers saying, I wonder if this is why Steven and Liz didn't work out. Liz didn't make the merge. She's not dating.
They were a thing?
They dated. That's Steven Fishback and Liz actually dated before she was on the show.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Survivor's
Yeah,
rigged.
they met on Hello Cupid, and that's how she got on the show. Steven passed her on to casting.
That's fucking
You know,
bullshit.
life is about who you know, and you don't
Fuck
know
you.
probably anyone because you live in fucking Minnesota, and it's
Fuck
fucking
you, I know.
in the
I know
middle of
Jeff
nowhere.
Rose. I know
you
Jeff.
do. No, you
Jeff
don't.
who?
Fuck you, Dan. You live in fucking middle of nowhere,
I
Canada.
live right near Toronto, the melting pot of Canada, one of the greatest cities to live in the world, and I'm right by it. So fuck you,
Living
Dylan.
in
You're
fucking
in Minnesota.
living near Toronto's
like,
like living near a fucking dumpster.
Like Adrian Peterson probably lives there for like fucking 6 weeks of the year, and it's too much for fucking him. Like he gets the fuck out of there because it's fucking.
It drove him to be his child. I mean,
Fuck Toronto.
People like
Fuck
Peter
Canada.
come from Minnesota.
Fuck
You. Like, look how miserable a place Minnesota is, producing Hellspawn, Cretan. They just crawl up from, like, some hole.
I'm about to moon the camera, Dan. You're tempting me. I'm about to moon the fucking camera just to spite everyone.
We're about
Whip your dick out. Whip your dick out, dude. I dare you.
There's about to be a media blast. No.
Look at Niko like start freaking out.
No, yeah, so...
Tune into Survivor and Chill, where I'll continue to taunt Dylan to
Yeah,
whip his
Survivor
dick
and Chill.
out.
And at Survivor and Chill this Tuesday, we'll be talking about Survivor, the first 8 seasons. We'll have special guest Sam Sibley on the show.
And a little bit of a BB Canada update as well.
No! Goddamn! Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Not
we'll talk about Big Brother Canada, probably, hopefully. It didn't last very long.
We'll talk a little bit about it.
And I think we wanted to point out, Dylan, that the Zoom feature on your laptop wasn't going to be enough to cause a concern for you whipping anything out. So I really wasn't that concerned. All right, so I mean, do you guys have anything else you wanted to touch on?
I think we covered everything pretty well in the episode. Nothing really else happened. So.
Yeah, I mean, we covered everything. Like I said, there wasn't really a lot that happened on Beauty other than Ty fighting the Idol. We pretty much covered Braun. And I mean, we went through that tribal council. I mean, I think we all agreed that, they got what was coming to them. It was glorious to watch. It was almost painful to watch just because you know that one of them's getting voted out. And they're, especially Peter, just continuing to just slowly further lodge his foot down his throat. So it was fantastic television. It's the third consecutive really good tribal council that we've had this season, and I don't know. I've really enjoyed it. I thought it's been a good season, and I'm excited for next week. Next week on the show we will have the freakiest freak, Bryce Isaiah,
I'm so excited.
from Survivor Shade, and so we're gonna get a little bit shadier next week with Bryce. He'll be on here for the recap episode next Thursday, so we're excited to have him. We briefly had him on last season when we had the whole Survivor Shade crew on, minus Kobe, while they were at John Carroll's house after they filmed their Very Shady Christmas. So we had a little bit of Bryce last season, but we're gonna get a full episode of Bryce this season. So very excited for that. And like we said, next Tuesday we got Survivor and Chill with Dan and Dylan. They'll be going over, you said, the first 8 seasons of Survivor?
Yeah, a little historical analysis, the first 8 seasons, kind of. Some brief thoughts and opinions, not about every season, but just
you make it sound like we're going to talk, so serious about Survivor.
That's what I was going to ask. I'm like, is this
you and Sam telling me who you wanted to fuck? It's going to be you and Sam telling me who you wanted to fuck from each of the first 8 seasons, like it always is.
It's Sarah.
Then it's going to be you telling me how you could have won each season because you think you have, some self-deluded image of grandeur. I don't know how to
hold on. Let me go through the first 8 seasons, and let me see if I can figure out which woman is from each season. All right.
All right, sure. Yeah. Pick.
All right,
I'm in on this game.
Okay, Borneo. I feel like there's really only one option, and that's Colleen.
Nope, you're wrong already.
Dylan's into Jenna Lewis. There
you go. Dan's got it.
Boom. I know Dylan. I know what Dylan wants to do. And, I'm gonna win this game. So I win first round with Jenna Lewis.
All right. First round. Second round.
All right,
I'll let you go first. Australia. Dan, you go first this time.
All right.
I won't say yes or no either. So
this is really tough but I'm gonna go with my hunch, and I'm gonna go Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
Okay, Niko, what do you think?
I thought about doing Elizabeth. I'm gonna go with Jerry.
Oh, you're both wrong. Amber.
Oh, I was in between.
I see.
was in
We
between
always
them.
forget Amber. I almost said
Amber,
Alicia. I almost went Alicia.
All right, Africa.
Africa.
All right, this
Oh.
is a little tougher. You know what? I'm gonna pick my crush from that season. I think Dylan's gonna pick this one too. Kelly Goldsmith. Gotta be some Kelly Goldsmith.
Niko.
I was gonna. Oh, what's her face? The chick that went nude in her audition tape.
I think she's from a. I don't think she's
That's
from
Lindsay.
that
That's Lindsay.
Lindsay Richter. That's my call.
Dan, you were close. That's my number 2. It's
season.
Tiny Kim. Kim
Who?
Powers.
Johnson.
Kim Powers.
Kim Powers.
Like
Yeah,
the
Kim
old
Powers is
lady?
pretty good too.
No,
No,
Tiny,
that's Kim
Tiny
Johnson.
Kim.
Oh, Kim Powers. Oh, I don't really remember her that well. She kind of
Alright.
just blended in.
Marquesas.
All right, Marquesas.
Sarah Jones. It's not even a competition.
I don't know.
Move along.
Sarah Jones isn't that attractive, in my opinion. I know
I'm
she's
saying
got
Sarah
a
Jones.
couple things.
Next.
No, who else is on that season? No, he likes the girl that was into Hunter. What? Gina Cruz. Dylan's a Gina Cruz fan.
Dan, this is the second point of the day. It's
Boom.
not
Ever.
Boom.
Gina was hot and she was cool.
Yeah.
Gina was hot and cool. Like she was a smart lady.
Yeah.
So
All right.
Alright, so I'm
We're
up
now
to
Thailand.
Yeah, we're on to Thailand. Alright, I'm gonna have some trouble here.
Who is on Thailand?
It's that the girl. No, Penny's not hot. Now that I think about it. So who is on that season? Oh, it's is it Tanya Vance or Tanya Vance?
Honestly, I can't even think of anyone else like on that trial.
Oh no, Erin. Erin's the girl with the other, assets. Erin. I'm picking Erin.
Niko, do you remember
Aaron
anyone?
Collins? You're talking about Aaron
Yeah.
Collins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go with Tanya Vance then.
All
Who's
right.
Tanya Vance?
She's like an early boot.
She
Early
was
boot.
Was
She's
she
the
second
second person
boot?
voted out. Yeah.
See, I don't remember her name 'cause I called her Sick Girl the whole time. But it's Sick Girl. Niko. That's
Yeah.
Sick
Damn
Girl.
it! I was
That's
on
you like
Sick
wanted
Girl.
it. And you were like,
I was on
Dan like
Sick
jumped
Girl.
on her immediately, and I'm like, crap. And then once you jumped off, I snagged it.
All
Right, so
right,
we're on Amazon now.
Amazon.
All right. This is tough because there's like few options. You got Jenna, you got Heidi, and you got Shauna.
I'm going with Shauna.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see Shauna, but I think Dylan likes taller women for some reason. I don't think Dylan's into tiny little women. Shauna's a little tiny, and you know what?
They're all
You usually lean blonde, don't you, Dylan? Lean a little blonde.
What's the trend? What's the trend?
You trending blonde, but
None
I'm
of them
gonna.
have been blonde.
Have you? I can't keep track. All right, I'm picking Jenna then.
It's Jenna.
Yeah. There you go.
Dina was a close second.
Dina, she's my favorite character.
I
from
love
that season.
Dina.
Dina
I
Bennett.
love
Alright,
watching
let's-
Dina. All right.
I think seven
Pearl
easy,
Island.
but this
All right,
could
Pearl
be.
Islands, I'm just gonna go Dara. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
go Dara.
I think
and
this
walk
one's
away.
easy. Dylan, tell him if that's right, because I'll take a shot at it if it's wrong.
I remember Dara. It's Dara.
Okay, yeah.
If
It's like,
anyone gets
that's the obvious
Did
one.
you guys get that reference?
Yeah, yes, Lex.
Okay.
I remember that reference. Well, and then H just all star, so it's like who there? You had Jenna, you had Amber.
So we had a couple old crushes competing this season.
Is that the only three?
I think so. Yeah.
Trying to think of the other women on the tribe.
The rest were irrelevant.
Yeah, because it's what Sheehan, Jerry, Sue.
Oh, Dylan's a Sheehan fan.
Ugh.
I don't even remember who else is out there. I'm blanking now.
All right, I'm gonna go
Alicia.
Amber.
Okay. What do you think, Niko?
I don't know. You didn't take my Sue Hawk one last time at Borneo, so
I picked Jenna Lewis on Borneo.
yeah, you did. Let me think. Give me a second. I'm really gonna think this through.
Can you even win? Didn't I get 3 right and you only got 1?
I got 2. Well, I guess
It's 2,
Tina.
right?
I guess Tina's out there too. Maybe, I don't think it's Tina. And you got Kathy Babbitt O'Brien. She's wild.
I like Kathy.
I could swear to Kathy. I don't think so. Okay, so it's pretty much down to Jenna, and Amber. You said you went with Amber? All right,
He went
just
with Amber.
I went with Amber. I went with
you
Amber.
picked Amber, so I just gotta pick. I'm just gonna pick Jenna.
Which Jenna? There's
Yes.
2 of them. Which one?
I'm taking both.
Okay. Well, you're both wrong because both Jennas are wrong because it's Amber. Amber's the hottest of all
It's the
time.
champion!
She's the hottest of all time.
I figured it was Amber, but Dan already picked Amber, and I didn't want to pick the same one.
Amber's the perfect combination of sexy, hot, cute, and girl next door all mixed into one perfect
I
package.
never found Amber attractive. That's funny. I never
Just
even when I was like younger watching All Stars, I always thought like what the hype was about. I was
Well,
like, yeah,
and,
what's the hype?
Dan, it's okay to be wrong. Dylan's proved that time and time again. It's okay to be wrong.
I don't know. Like, what, Niko? You think she's overly attractive, Amber?
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm also human, so I mean,
Did you ever see her? Did you ever see her
maybe-
stuffed magazine?
I guess, yeah, but even for me, like, she was attractive, but you probably throw me in those poses and airshot me a bit, I look pretty sexually arousing to someone.
I don't think so.
I think someone out there by that. You know what? Island Boy calendar coming at you. Dan's gonna be all months of the year.
I don't know about that.
Semi-nude.
Send you news?
Stop,
Is that what you said?
stop jerking off next to your microphone.
Oh,
it's
sorry.
really gonna turn
I
off
tap.
the viewers.
I'm a tapper. I tap. Anyways. All right, I think we should wrap it up. I can play us out. Tune in for the historical analysis this Tuesday. Next Thursday, we have
Dylan's taking up wrapping up shows, Niko. I let him do Tuesdays. Now he's probably just going to do this one.
I'm getting trained in on that.
All right. I'll let you wrap it up. So, yeah, join us on Tuesday for Survivor and Chill.
8 Central, or 7
8
Central.
Central.
No, 7 Central.
8 Eastern.
8 Eastern.
Quit throwing your Central shit out there. Using
And
people.
then next week's show also 8 Eastern. Yes.
For Thursday.
It should be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk to Bryce and I'll see
Okay.
if we can get it to work out. So I'll let you know.
All right.
So yeah,
So
join us Thursday for Bryce,
yeah.
Tuesday for these goons,
Mhm.
and thank you for joining in.
Bump,
All right,
bump,
later, guys.
bump, bump,
Deuces.
bump, 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 deuces. Bump, bump, bump.